Take a look that this is the sun, all right? Always is on top of the cloud layer, always. It's never going to be down of the cloud layer. So when you render with this zoom, you can start to see the light of the sun that reacts like in the real life. But for our point of view, we see in that big screen called the atmosphere. That is how this works. And I trying to replicate also because a lot of people believe that the sun is interpreted on the clouds, behind the clouds, and that kind of stuff. And so that we live in a matrix because it's a simulated sun and this kind of thing. For me, you know, when you're talking about artificial things, the word artificial have a really profound meaning, because being artificial is being, they have a creator, an artifice. I don't know how it's pronounced in English, but artificial is come from someone made it. It's not a virtual object. It's someone made it. That is the artifices, you know, the artist who made that. So if you're talking about the sun is an artificial thing, of course, someone make it. That's it's an artificial. Another thing is, no, it's a virtual reality. Anyone can believe whatever they want, but for me, it's artificial if you think in that kind of terms. So here what I did is, this layer is the same as the model that I present. And here you can see the spot, because the light will be up here, you know, going in the straight line. All the time it's going in the straight line. But the thing is, the source of the light is very bright, and the clouds are volumetric objects. They are not solid objects. So if you have volumetric object, that properties that this object have is let the light pass through, right? So the clouds are not so thick in the atmosphere. So put a pause here. Look at the simulation that you're gonna see. It's like the sun is in between of these clouds, but here you can see that this is just the sun, the light source. It's not a real object interpreted the layer of the cloud. But if you look visually, you're gonna see like the sun or the moon is in between these clouds. But But if you take for example, I'm gonna take you see how these clouds start to mixing with the light of the sun. And if you take a exposure level, because this render of the image was in 32-bit floating point, so you have all the light information. So if I start to decrease the exposure, you can see how the clouds come again, like in the real life. You can see the camera when its automatic exposure can start to work. You can see the sun in the front. So That is why the people get a lot of confusion about how the light works, how the light interact with volumetric objects. Here you can see a homemade experiment with, you have this film strip in front of a light, but when you turn it on, the film strip has these properties of it's like a volumetric object because it's not totally solid object. So here you can see it, and the film strip always is in front, but the image that you perceive is like these film strips are behind, but always is on top. And the next one.
And so when I saw that, then I went back to, of course, look at, why did I not get this thing to come up? Oh, I went back to look at like Dwayne Kellum's footage because I wanted to see, what we see when we look at the sun. And you see this reflection or this lens flare coming through here, and we're watching the sun above. And for those who think that there's clouds behind the sun, you just need to go to these kind of footages to realize that's preposterous.